Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Mic'd Podcast. I'm Mike, a hairdresser of over 20 years. One of the best parts of my job is the conversations that I get to have with all of my clients. We talk about anything and everything and invite you to listen in as we get mic'd up for today's conversation. Today in the chair we have Carrie, a 37-year-old NICU nurse and a true Swiftie. We talk about some of our crazy shenanigans and of course Taylor Swift. Carrie gives me a lesson on why Taylor is the greatest ever. I hope you enjoy this fun episode.
I just am laughing that this is happening.
It's going to be great.
Is this what it's like to be like a Kardashian?
Mm-hmm.
That would be an interesting lifestyle.
This is their life.
Can you? I mean, if I had their bank accounts, I could be okay with you following me with a camera.
If you want, I'll just start calling you Carrie Kardashian.
I mean, we could change my name to a K name.
It is weird to think that you could get like
this is your normal.
Having a camera in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Is just
what
the
you
way
do.
It is. Yeah.
I feel like it would be trippy as a little kid though. I like an adult, you can wrap your head around it a little bit more, but like.
Right.
I don't know. Even I think my fear with having this around you all the time would be, I mean, you see all the reality shows that
I mean, yeah,
everything
I do
everything ends horribly.
it's true.
Like,
it's sad.
It's John and Kate plus 8. It's now just Kate plus 8, and now it's just crazy.
I mean,
Kate.
now it's just, I was going to say, and it's
now
evolved.
People just call her Karen.
It's evolved.
No, it's like,
She was the original Karen.
but then, I mean, you're a big Sister Wives.
I know. I do love my Sister Wives.
That's just an absolute shit show right now.
I mean, it is a train wreck. You can't like take your eyes off of.
But
Sister Wives.
That's one of the greatest.
Do you know one time for my mom's birthday, me and my mom and my sister are all huge Sister Wives fans. I went to that Cameo where you can hire celebrities to like record messages. And I totally hired Christine to record a happy birthday message for my mom. She was so tickled.
Now she lives up in...
Nowadays, you can just do that with AI.
That's true. I mean, wasted $40, I guess. No, but she was great. She seriously recorded like a 8-minute message for my mom. Yes.
It was a good message.
I was going to say, I showed
remember.
it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was wild. I was expecting a like, happy birthday, Mama Fox. Like, you know, hope you have a great day. Bye. But she like expounded.
She
talked
gave
about
parenting advice. She was
advice,
like...
family relationships. It was...
Whoa.
Christine, if you're listening to this, you really delivered.
I mean, now she lives up pretty close to...
I think she
where
lives
you're
like in Lehigh.
No, I thought she was up in Salt Lake.
Or is she in Salt Lake? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if I had mental issues, I could stalk her and find her, but, you know.
Well...
I'll just settle for maybe running into her one day. But yeah, good old sister.
But will you get starstruck if you ran into her?
I
Like,
don't
would
know.
you become like a little giddy schoolgirl? Ah!
I mean,
Or is that
no.
just kind of like, there she is?
I think there are very few people that I would be like, truly like, oh my gosh, you know.
Who would be your...
Well, you know who it would be. This is a
come
leading
on.
question, Mike.
Well, let's just tell
But I
everybody.
think I
tell
still would
everybody
play it
that's
cool
listening,
because I wouldn't want to be a freak. You know what I mean?
Who is it? Tell
Taylor
everybody.
Swift. She is that
I
girl.
noticed your sweatshirt.
I wore it specifically for Mike because we have a bone to pick with each other on this.
Look,
Well,
Taylor Swift is brilliant.
Yeah,
when
you
it
better
comes-
be careful what you say because if she hears this, the Swifties are coming for you, and they are a vicious group. So
just glad that
I'm sure.
Travis Kelce's putting Taylor Swift on that.
that
Yeah.
is hilarious.
So- Wait, I want to get into Taylor Swift and Kelsey, whatever his name is.
See,
But,
exactly, Kelsey, whatever his No, we love Travis.
See, I
He's
don't
great.
follow this stuff.
Actually,
I need to. I guess
you
I
need
should.
to.
But why Taylor Swift?
Why?
Like, why is
Here's,
that?
Okay,
like,
you know what?
if
I
you
really
met
think
her,
it is.
You would be like,
She's like a couple years younger than me. And I feel like I have grown up with her, honestly. You want to know what's so funny? With her very first album, like I was obsessed with it. Allie and my little sister and I were both obsessed with it. And my dad straight up was like annoyed one day and he's like, she's going to be a one-hit wonder. Like, you won't even be saying her name in a year from now. And we still bring that up. We're like, yeah, one-hit wonder, huh, Dad? Here we are like 25 years later.
Now you're
One
like,
hit wonder.
thanks, Dad, for the $1,200
She rescued
ticket.
our economy this year, but one hit wonder.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
so funny.
I just have been loving the running jokes about Travis Kelce.
It's so funny.
About people that I think I saw this video on TikTok where these two guys were in the front seat of the car and the girl's sitting in the back seat, and he was like, a Taylor Swift song was on. He's like, what is this crap? Turn this on. And you see her reaction in the background, and his friend's like, he's like, who was that? And
That is
he's like, oh, you know, it's that girl that Travis Kelce just started dating. Like,
that
it's
is so funny.
So
I know.
are they actually dating? Is that like
Yeah.
a thing there? Like, and how
Listen,
did that?
she was
It's
up
pretty
in.
cool, though.
Yes. Have you not heard this story?
No, like
Okay.
tell me the story.
So you know,
But
obviously,
tell it in a British accent.
darling, I can do a British accent if you'd like me. It makes me giggle every time. No, but really.
Okay, so here's
Okay,
the.
so Iris
Because
Stewart.
wait a minute, hold on. Sorry, I want to get into that. Because everybody that she has dated, correct, turns into a song. Is that
I mean,
correct?
here's the thing. If you're going to break her, you have to know going in. Musicians write about their lives. So if you're going to break her heart or you're going to do something douchey, then she's probably going to write a song about you. So just don't be a
Okay.
douchebag. And here's the thing. If she does something bad and she like breaks somebody else's heart, she'll write a song about how she regrets it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not all mean-hearted. But like, if you're going to be, I mean, you know,
Okay.
it's fair warning. It's been happening for decades. Like, I don't know why people are
If you're
surprised
going
anymore.
into it, it's
You
not
have to
like it's a
know.
secret.
Okay.
Yes.
So there, but so
Like,
let's hear their.
For
how did they-
example, if I tell you something, I know there's a solid chance it might get back to my mom or sister.
that's
so
not true. There is an unwritten rule for hairdressers, and every
I
hairdresser
know,
understands
but-
what's said in the chair. Not once have I ever said
No.
something that you've said to your mom.
and I believe that, but I'm saying there's a possibility
Yeah. Well, yeah.
that I don't think it would ever be
If
intentional.
I was one of those hairdressers that didn't keep that rule.
Yes. Wow. That would probably have been an issue over the years. No. Okay. We digress. So Eras tour, right? So Travis Kelce went to Kansas City.
Wait,
And-
and the Eras tour is the tour she's on.
She's the tour.
The big one, right?
Yeah, the
Like
huge one. Been there
Okay.
twice. You were amazing, Taylor. So
I'll hashtag Taylor Swift on this
please
one
do.
just so that she
I
can-
would. That is what might make me squeal is if she actually like commented or something. That would be amazing. But anyways, so Travis Kelce goes, you know, with his friends
To the concert.
Eras tour, and there's a big thing with Taylor Swift fans. They we trade friendship bracelets. It's part of her song. You know, it's just it's
Wait.
honestly like such a nice, like wholesome. Like
Wait, so the
everyone's
friendship
happy
bracelets
at these places.
is from a song.
Yes.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. And I was like, why? What is the deal with the
So
trading
make
the
the
bracelets?
friendship bracelets. It's in a song.
Okay.
So anyways, so Travis Kelce tried to go backstage and meet her. You know what I mean? Like he tried to use his connections to like get backstage because he wanted to give Taylor a friendship bracelet with his number on it.
Like his football jersey number?
No, his
His phone
mobile
number.
phone number. Okay, because he wanted to ask her out. Like he wanted to shoot a shot, you know? And so, of course, if I remember correctly, she like didn't even do a backstage meet and greet after the Kansas City. Like she had to head straight out. So he like he said in public, like I was really butthurt because I really wanted to give you a friendship bracelet with my number on it, right? So then, you know, fast forward, apparently she was receptive and was like, all right. I mean, have you seen him though? He's a pretty good looking guy.
I'm not gonna lie.
He is a good looking guy.
I Googled him once when somebody had mentioned I was like, who's this guy? And the pictures that came up were ones where he had a shaved head.
Oh, so
And
maybe.
I was like, he looked old compared to her.
No,
but then I saw
yeah.
some of the young, like when he had, and I was like, okay, I get it now. But my first initial was like, eh. And then I was
Little
like,
iffy.
okay, I can see where that attraction would be, I guess. But
So rumor is they were like hanging out for a good month or so. And then all of a sudden she's at a Kansas City Chiefs game in the suite with his mom and his friends, you know, and
that apparently that NFL game had some of the highest views.
Yeah.
Any game that almost has ever been aired.
Because she was there?
Because she was there.
Yes.
So wait, so people tuned in not
Straight
to watch
up.
the game to try to
see,
get a glimpse of her?
Yes, 100%.
That's
Like,
crazy.
the ratings skyrocket.
Yes.
with her there.
And you'll see like all these like TikTok videos and stuff of like dads and their little girls are like glued to the NFL Kansas City Chiefs game because they want to see Taylor Swift. And he's like, they're like, finally, I got my kids to watch football with me. Anyways, so that's the whole. So supposedly they're dating right now.
So that's it. There's not like they haven't gone out on dates or like people haven't seen them in public. It's just
No, they have a couple
he put
of
out
places.
this statement saying, I want to date you.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no repercussion. And then all of a sudden she's at a game with his mom.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because meeting the mom, that's a
Big deal.
It's a big step in a
You know.
relationship. So
It's true. So that's so yeah. But Mike and I discuss Taylor Swift fairly often.
I mean, here's the thing, and
He doesn't get it, and it's
like
okay.
I said, my daughter, my oldest daughter, is becoming a huge Swiftie. She loves like the songs. She'll like probably one of the most common sayings in our house is Alexa, turn on Taylor Swift. Like that is what she like. It's always there. I think she's brilliant. As far as like she's marketed herself to be one of the biggest.
Setting this
I've got to tread this lightly because I don't want to be hated. I don't want to be hated. But like,
I mean, that's one way to make your podcast popular.
But it's the thing is like I can appreciate talent, and she is very talented. But I also get this sense that not every song that she puts out is as amazing as people say it is. I think it's just it's trendy. Like
I'm about to walk out.
like I'll even admit it, I'm a huge Linkin Park fan. Not every one of their songs.
You
was a hit.
cannot even
I'm not
compare Linkin
comparing
Park
them.
to Taylor
I'm just saying,
Swift.
as a fan of Linkin Park, I would not be like every one of their songs is the best thing to ever hit the planet. Like it's not.
You just
But-
don't understand.
But people, if you
Can't
talk
talk
to
to
people
old
that
men
are
about
truly
this.
love Taylor
Jeez
Swift, they would
Louise.
say, well, every one of her songs is. And
Okay,
it's-
but if you look at musical careers, I really think the only person you can legitimately compare her to is like Michael Jackson.
In terms of
In terms of like hits,
yeah,
revenue, popularity,
ticket sales.
okay. I mean, yeah, I guess
he doesn't like that.
but again, Michael Jackson, he put out some really good hits, but not every one of them was amazing. And
Okay, I can get
there
on
was
board
one
with
album,
that.
I can't even remember. It was I remember the image on the front. It was like her on a piano, and there's like green stuff, like plants and stuff growing all over the place. I don't remember what album that was. Evermore or Ever something.
I mean, that's a Taylor Swift album.
Yeah. So that album, people were like, greatest album ever. And I listened to it.
I wouldn't say that's my favorite album of hers.
But
100%.
when it came out, everybody was like,
There's some
"It's the
really
best.
good
It's the-"
songs.
And I'm like, no, this is not the best. This is not the best. Like,
But if you
And
ask
so
me to
people
choose
were
my
like-
favorite, I don't know. I like.
I think my least favorite was, I don't know what the name of the album was, but it was like she's changed her style a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has definitely evolved. Like
which that
crazy.
part I think is amazing because I hate it when
Yeah.
an artist gets to
They just put out
do
the same song
thing
over and over,
again.
yeah.
I like variety, but I'm just saying that there is a point where I would love a fan that is just realistic too, of like that was good, but that one was just okay.
I
But
will
instead
say
it's-
that like
everything is
after
amazing.
going to the concert and like there were definitely songs that I was not as into, you know what I mean? And then going to the concert, I was like, oh, I actually really do like this song. Like it didn't.
Like it was better in concert. than
Yeah.
it was on the album.
I'm gonna get crucified for this one, aren't I?
Oh well, you know.
Here's the thing. I don't hate
Listen,
her.
this
I'm not,
episode's either gonna
against her.
blow up your podcast or it's gonna get you canceled. I don't know what it's gonna be. It might be out of a hairdresser after this.
See, but the thing I like is that we can talk about it openly and
It's
honestly.
true.
And oh man, like I said, I don't,
I mean,
everybody each their own. Like, it's not my thing, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, or maybe it does.
I
If you don't like Taylor
let's
Swift,
not go
maybe you
that
are
far.
a bad person. But I don't know. It's just kind of,
it is all very interesting.
it's one of those, I don't know, trying to convince or tell somebody, like, I don't like that one Taylor Swift song is like,
I mean, those are fighting words.
I know, and that's, but.
Okay, well, so that's maybe the one. But even then, I think if I met her, I would be like, I want her to be my friend. So we can't be too crazy. Like,
what would you, like, let's just say hypothetically you get into a situation where you're at a communal type restaurant, all the tables are, it's like one big table, and they set you next to Taylor Swift for an hour. What do you say? What's your opener?
Here's the thing.
After you go to
I
the
think I would
bathroom and change
probably
your pants
wait
'cause
till
you
the
wet
very
yourself.
end and try and let her enjoy her food and like live a somewhat normal life. You know what I mean? But then I think at the end I would probably say, hey, I'm a huge fan. Like, thanks for doing all you do.
But
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be that cool, guys. Maybe I'd be like, oh my gosh.
What if she sits down and she's like, oh, hello, I'm Taylor. I'm so glad to sit
I'd be
next
like,
to you.
I know. Yeah.
I know. Everyone knows.
I know.
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I would be like, I would like to be your friend or maybe take your picture. Not like creepy. I'm a photographer. You've got to put these disclaimers out.
And take your picture.
No.
'Cause I mean,
Or just a selfie, or maybe just a sly picture and let you have your. But then I'm like, that probably isn't peaceful. Like, I think she is so kind and incredibly gracious with her fans, but I've got to imagine that's annoying as heck. To always like you can't even just like walk into the Texas. I mean, is she ever walking into the Texas Roadhouse? But you know what I mean. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Okay, so
Okay.
she is the ultimate. She is the one that
Yeah.
if you met her would be like giddy
Yes.
head over heels.
I would try and play it cool. I don't know if it would happen though.
Okay, well,
Probably just make a fool out of myself.
that's not true. I would love to, honestly though, I would love to hear like celebrities' stories about fans that they've met that
I'm
are
sure
just
there
insane.
are some crazy
Because
ones.
I'm sure there's got to be some nuts.
Yes, like stalker, psycho.
I always
I don't
thought,
know.
like, here, would you ever get a tattoo of Taylor Swift on your?
I mean, if there was ever a person I was gonna get I can't even talk, a tattoo of, it probably would be Taylor.
Because I feel like that's where it gets really crazy.
No, I
that
don't think I would
understand.
ever. I mean,
The fact that somebody would put
here's
a
the thing though,
picture of
because it's
somebody-
like, what if? I mean, I can't imagine a scenario in which I'm not gonna just love her still in 20 or 30 years. But like, what if? You know what I mean? I don't know.
like all those people that got Amber Heard tattoos.
She comes out and says that she actually hates puppies. And
I mean, I'm not a dog fan, so that one backfired.
yeah, see that.
Oh, that's so funny. But she likes cats. She doesn't like dogs as well. So I wouldn't be like completely shocked. But you want to know, funny fact, growing up, I had a Scottish fold cat, which is the kind of cat she had. It's the ones with the little ears that go down. I think ours was 100% more of a terror than hers probably are, but definitely was not a fan of that cat. But, you know, I don't know. It's all very interesting, you guys.
Well, I just want to make clear, like I don't, because I'm
Now,
really,
so here's your
I'm
disclaimer.
really worried about the
I had
backlash
the taking
that I'm gonna
pictures
get from this.
disclaimer. You are gonna have. You don't hate Taylor Swift.
I don't hate Taylor Swift. I think she is absolutely brilliant. I'm just saying
She is.
she's. Well, I don't think every song is a hit.
That's fair.
And
Okay, that's
there's
fair.
people that will
She
argue that with
probably
me.
would agree with you on that. I bet you anything. She's seems pretty realistic.
I mean, we are going to be besties one day. Just kidding. No, we're not. Maybe.
Really? That'd be cool.
Well, I don't know.
We'll have her on the podcast.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Then I might be a crazy stalker fan outside. I just needed to buy some moose.
Hear that, Taylor? Here's your invitation to let me just trim your hair, cut it, do whatever.
It's
I promise
so
I won't
funny.
mess it up. And
The
we can
Swifties
even.
will come after you if you mess it up. No, it probably would be like the coolest new thing ever. And your mistake would be like the it thing.
Mistake? I
Oh.
wouldn't make a mistake.
I don't know, you
Makes
guys.
me wonder, Mike, who's the most famous person's hair you've ever cut?
That I've ever cut?
Yeah. Who's the most famous person that's ever been in your chair?
I don't think I've ever really had. I mean, honestly, everybody's famous to me.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't think I've ever cut a
Everybody's
celebrity.
famous.
There's been people that have come into the salon that, we've been able to work on their hair and see, but
They're like Utah celebrities.
no, I mean like Elaine Bradley, the Neon Trees drummer. She's amazing. She's so fun.
She's a celebrity.
I mean, Mary from the Sister Wives used to come in. She was a riot.
It's true. Good old Mary.
But I mean, honestly, like to me, people are people. They really like. I honestly, I mean, there are people that have status and they have, but when I started the salon, I was telling some people earlier, like I started this salon that I did because I wanted it to be like Cheers, the old 80s show that nobody remembers because everybody's young. And it's just one of those places where I didn't care who people were, what they did, what they were about. I wanted everybody to be able to come in and be treated the same regardless. So celebrity, like people would come in and they're like, oh, you know who that person is? Like, okay, are we going to do a good haircut on them? A good color? Yes.
We hope.
Like I'm going to treat them the same.
That's
I
fair.
don't know. Like,
So you'd be cool as a cucumber if Taylor Swift walked in.
yeah, I
You
mean,
probably
I'd be
would
like,
be cool as a cucumber.
I'd probably be like, oh my gosh, that's Taylor Swift.
And your head would be firing off, but you'd be like, all right, here we go.
In my head, I'd be like, what song can I
Oh,
hurry and
shit.
play so that she knows that we listen?
What song did Carrie sing?
What was that one about
Friendship bracelets.
No, but I mean,
so funny.
it's celebrities. I think they are just people, and they just,
That's true.
why people feel uncomfortable or awkward around them is just.
It's all in their head.
It is
But
in their
that
head.
is why there is a scenario in which Taylor and I could be friends.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cool hang. 90%
somebody
of the
asked-
time.
So like here's and this, I think this is the best take on like celebrities you would want to hang out with or whatever, is like if you could invite 4 celebrities over for a game night,
Oh, geez.
like who would they be? Because I think meeting a celebrity is you're looking at them as like, ooh, I like what they did here. I like
Yes.
this aspect of their career. But having them over for a game night would be a completely different thing because you just want to hang out with them. So, like,
I think
I
I,
mean-
would get Taylor's girl gang over for. I think that'd be a fun night.
who's your girl gang?
Well, she's got Blake Lively and Selena Gomez, and I mean that'd be fun. Like girls' night.
But see, but in that situation, like you would be the host, and they all just be? I want to get 4 complete strangers.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Because then you're going to be left out because you're not part of the girl gang. You're just.
I think I would integrate myself pretty quickly. I'm a pretty friendly person.
No, but I always thought here I did this. I thought this through once. I think John Krasinski.
Ooh, he would be a good one.
So fun.
I like him.
I thought. I mean, a lot of people would be, but I just think
Oh,
she
no.
would be Ellen DeGeneres.
I think she would be
I
a
think
fun
for a
hang
game night,
too. Yes.
For a game night, she would be
Yes.
hilarious.
Dax Shepard.
And just fun.
Dax Shepard.
was another one.
I freaking love Dax Shepard.
Yep.
And his co-host Monica. Oh my gosh, that would be a fun one too.
See.
Ryan Reynolds.
Monica would
Ryan Reynolds
he would
would
be
be a
fun.
good one,
Blake
too.
Lively's husband. See?
So I mean, I also think, and I can never say his name. The one that directed.
Taika Waititi?
Yes,
Wait, what?
He's the one that directed the Thor Ragnarok. He's working on. He's done like he was in What We Do in the Shadows, the movie.
I'm so sorry if you're listening to this. I don't know who he is.
He did Hunt for the Wilder People, which is hilarious.
Did you see Thor Ragnarok?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but like, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You know.
But but see, having people like that.
That's true.
Where you're thinking in a completely different realm as like, oh, I just want to meet them because I love their movie or their music. You're like, I really, truly want to hang out with these people. I also think this is going to be, I think Justin Bieber would be fun.
He'd be hilarious.
I think he would be a fun one to just get to know.
He would be funny.
And when he came out with his song Lonely, I just wanted to give him a hug and say, it's all right, dude.
Yeah, I hear you. It would be interesting.
So,
I mean, yeah. It is interesting, though, seeing, like, it would be interesting to see people in their real lives versus, like, their persona. Because, like, even at the hospital, sometimes we'll get, like, influencers and stuff that you're like, I know who you are. But it's interesting to see.
So how do you handle, like, if you...
I don't say anything.
Because you're a nurse. Like, you do nursing stuff. But you're mainly in the
I'm in
NICU.
the NICU, yeah.
So... I don't know, like
I wouldn't say anything.
You don't say anything.
I keep
You're
it
just
professional.
like, I know who they are, and that's it. That's where it ends.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just keep it professional. Oh, you want to hear a crazy story? This is totally diverting. Do you want to know not what happened last night? Not last night, but the night before?
Yes.
We're giving report at 6 a.m. and the fire alarm, like the lights start blinking, and we're like, what? But then, like, sometimes they do it and it's just a drill. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we're sitting giving their report, and I'm a coach, so like I help train new employees, new nurses. And I turned to my orienter and I'm like, do you smell that? Guys, there was straight up a fire at Utah Valley Hospital. Really? On the floor below us. And the next thing we know, like straight up, they're like, get your babies ready to evacuate. Like it was the craziest thing. So they have these aprons. They're like these big aprons, and they have these big pockets, and you literally stuff the babies in the pockets and run out.
Really?
Straight up.
So it's like a big blanket.
I have a picture. I'll show you.
A big poncho.
It's literally, it's an apron, and you like fasten it up, and the pockets are like this big, and there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you literally like in an evacuation, put the babies in your pocket and like walk out.
Are the babies like laying down or like?
You would have to like position them.
Like I feel like that would be like you're just like their arms are hanging over the pockets.
I mean, they would be alive though.
You're just like run.
No, they're like deep enough that they would probably be able to like mostly lay in there.
So they did have you evacuate them?
No, we didn't. So they ended up evacuating the whole floor below us. They had like moms on these like inflatable gurneys, like holding onto their babies, like going down the stairs. It was wild.
So what has been, I mean, that's crazy, but what's been the craziest thing that you've had happen to you while being a nurse?
I mean, I had a patient set his sheets on fire.
She set her sheets on fire?
Yeah, his sheets on fire because we didn't respond to his call button soon enough. I started out in the adult world. And then moved over to the NICU. It wasn't a baby that set their sheets on fire.
I was going to say, the parent of the baby was like, here we go.
An issue for DCFS.
So,
man.
Let me ask you, why did you get into nursing? What was your motivation for going to be a nurse? Because for a lot of people, like I couldn't do it. Like I think
you could do if it was babies. Adults are kind of the worst. I kind of hate them. I love them, but I hate them.
Like why? Just because they talk?
Because they talk. They're rude.
Talk back to
Their
you?
poop is a million times worse than baby poop. I mean, I've never been called so many like terrible names in my life than when I worked with adults.
Like wait.
You could not pay me enough to go back to adults ever.
Why are people calling nurses names? Like that?
Here's the thing.
They're there to help you.
In their defense, they're like in the worst place of their life. You know what I mean? They're sick. They don't feel good. Like a lot of times mentally, they're not.
But still, that's no reason to like be mean or rude.
Oh, people are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not everyone. Of course, you get great patients, and I shouldn't, say everyone is, because that's not true. But yeah.
But so you started with the adults, and
Yeah.
then how long did you stay with the adults before you were like, this isn't for me?
A little less than a year. So I graduated right at the beginning of COVID, and the hospitals down here in Utah were doing a big hiring freeze. Mm-hmm. So there's literally like 1 or 2 positions a week open for like all these, like millions of new graduates. So I happened to get, a position on a COVID unit. And so, but the downfall was at that point, anyone that had COVID, regardless of what their medical issue was sent to us. So we got a lot of psych patients, we got cancer patients, we got, you know what I mean? If they had COVID, they came to us. And so, yeah.
So it wasn't just, hey, they have COVID. You would get the people that, if they were there for cancer, but they contracted.
The schizophrenic that had COVID, the cancer patient that had COVID, we had a couple of pregnant ladies who had COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. There was this cute pregnant lady, and she was young, and nobody could come visit. You know what I mean? They were all by themselves, and it sucked. And she had not heard her baby's heartbeat since this had all happened. It had been several weeks, and she was just really worried about her baby. And so I called labor and delivery and said, hey, can you send one of your nurses, with a Doppler, so that she can make sure that everything's fine. And they were like, yeah, no, we're not coming to your COVID floor. Nice try. And so they ended up sending, one that we could use. And I went in and I was like, I've never done this before. So disclaimer, if we don't find the heartbeat, it's not because your baby's dead. It's probably just my lack of knowledge on how to do this. We totally found it. It was fine.
So you were that open with her? Did you say that to her?
Well, because I'm what if I get in there? She's maybe 25, so she's young and scared and didn't know. And I'm what if I get in there and I'm I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not an OB nurse. I'm not a labor and delivery nurse. I don't know where to put this Doppler. We can, look and see if we can find the heartbeat, but it probably, the baby's probably fine. It'd probably just be me being a dum-dum, and not knowing what I'm doing. So I was very open with her. I was like, listen, if we can't, we're going to do this, but if we can't find it, it's probably just because I don't know what I'm doing. So, if we can't, then we'll escalate it. We'll find somebody who does,
Yeah.
But we found it. It was fine. I just was like, where's your baby's head right now? We figured it out.
Oh, man.
So,
But so at what point, because when you go through nursing school, they give you get an intern at pretty much all the different things. And did you know hey, I want to be with babies because I don't want to deal with adults? And
I first started nursing school, one of the reasons I went to nursing school is I spent a lot of time in the NICU with my little niece. And my sister's a nurse. And so I was like, you know what, that was a big reason why. But yeah, you go to all the different floors, but usually it's just a one-off, a couple of clinicals here or there.
Yeah.
And then you do, at the end of nursing school, you do a capstone experience. So you're supposed to be able, in theory, to go pick, an area where you think you might want to work. And then you go for, several weeks and kind of get an idea of what it's like. And, and so normally that is how it works. But of course I was the very beginning of COVID, and
that was all they wanted.
So I did it in a COVID homeless shelter. So that was exciting, except not really, because we didn't really do anything. We pretty much just sat there and took their temperatures once a day, and we didn't really do anything. So it was kind of a bummer because I didn't get to go somewhere that I would actually want to be. But it was a unique experience. It wasn't the worst. I got it done really quickly, so.
So
but yeah.
When did you got the opportunity to go to the NICU?
So when? I went from the COVID unit. I finally was I hate this. It's the worst. And so then I had a friend who was working at a dialysis clinic up at the University of Utah. And she was like, we had just had a couple of people quit, you should come apply. So I went there for like 9 months. And then finally they started hiring in the NICU again. And the minute I could, sorry to dialysis, but I jumped ship as soon as I could.
Like, I'm out.
I was like, time to go. So, yeah, it was crazy. Crazy.
But then when you get into NICU, the kids are nice. They're not like telling
they're just
you that
cute little
you're
babies.
dumb
I know. You
don't
crazy.
know. What do you mean you can't find a heartbeat?
Like, shoot, if you can't find a heartbeat in the NICU, you've got bigger problems.
they're just pooping and peeing on you.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, I love it.
I mean, you get like some crazy parents, but 95% of the parents are super, super kind and like grateful, and the babies are cute. So,
Oh, man.
it's a good place. I love it there.
So now I've known you for a while, and you're like queen of pranks.
That is.
Did you ever do any pranks at the hospital? Like,
we like to scare people a lot.
is that legal? Like, could you scare somebody?
We don't do pranks with our patients. That would be not funny.
You're like,
it might be kind of funny.
Word.
It probably just depends on the person. But
the doctor has left an implement inside of you. We are going to have to go in and surgically remove it.
No.
Like, you've never done anything like that? Like, because I think pranks at work are always the funnest thing.
Okay, this one was funny. So there was a security guard that was up on the unit, and she was just visiting. Like, she was just saying hi to one of her friends who's one of our techs. And I said to her, I will give you $20 if you walk over to my friend Braley, who is like across the nursery. I said, if you walk over there and say, can I talk to you for a minute? We've received some complaints about your behavior, and you're going to have to come with me. And she was like, all right. So she goes over to my friend Braley, and she's like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And of course, I'm recording this all. And Britley's like, yeah, okay. And she's like, so we've received some complaints about your behavior. I'm going to have to. And Britley's face is just like, oh my gosh. Oh no. But then she saw me. So the prank was over. But it was pretty funny for that moment that she was like, oh crap. So in all walks of life, I'm a little mischievous.
Well, I think that's the fun part. Like, I still, one of my proudest dad moments was when my kids did. They made a sign that they were taking around to the neighborhood kids asking who wanted to join the prank club, because they wanted to basically just prank everybody, because you've assisted in a few pranks here at the salon that have been, I would like to say some of
my
the
shining
best
moments.
ever. But like what?
Which one was your favorite one?
Oh man, I don't know, because here, like, for the people listening, here's the thing.
I'm like, there's one that might get me canceled.
So, no, there's not. Well, no, it won't. But so anytime I get a new assistant and Carrie comes into the salon, we think it's fun to prank them. One of the best ones that we've done, and this is kind of we do this often, is Carrie pretends that she has a fear of water. So when you're washing somebody's hair, or you're just like, if you have to spray the hair with water or anything like that. So there's been a couple occasions that we've done.
So Michael usually warned them beforehand.
Yeah, I usually go up to my assistant. I tend to keep a pretty straight face. Not nearly the poker face that you can keep, but I keep a pretty straight face. So I tell them, like, hey guys, just so you know, Carrie here, she's dealt with this for years. She's had a really hard time. I think one of them I told, like, I think you had a bad experience with water, like you almost drowned at some point.
So funny.
So we've got to come up with our good backstory or whatever to really relay this.
Sell it.
And I say, just so you know, she is terrified of water, so that when you go and wash her, just beware if things get a little...
Be gentle, yeah. It could get tense.
And it's really like a way that I like to test the assistants to see how they react, or how how they can handle difficult situations, because
Also, it's just really freaking funny.
the thing with Carrie, like, you really commit. Like, it's pretty remarkable what you do.
That is so funny.
I
You're
gotta
out
grab-
of a product.
I gotta grab one. Hold on. I gotta
Uh-oh.
grab one. Keep
Pause.
telling us. Take the next.
So, yeah. So I'll go back there and they're like, hey, and most of them are like, Mike already told me, don't stress. They're all so kind and good. And like, they're like, don't stress, like trying to make me comfortable. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's silly, but like, it's just part of who I am, you know? So they start washing my hair and I'll be like, ah! Oh.
But the best, my assistants have done really, really good.
I was saying they've all been so kind and so like.
They literally like, you're so brave.
I know.
You're doing this.
My
You're
favorite
doing
was
this so good.
Brooke. She was like, Carrie, you are such a strong person. Listen, everybody's got their things. Like, you are so brave to do this. Like, I can't even believe you're doing such a great job. Like, she was so sweet. I was like, I'm sorry. I know. It's just, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. It's so funny.
I truly do feel very lucky for the assistants that I've had, because they all have handled it very well. There was one, though, that we didn't finish it. Like, it started, but it was the climax at the end was the one that it was just like, and that was where you were going to be very
Like,
spiritual.
Oh,
Like, and you did it the whole time. Like, it was so good. Like, you'd go back to get your hair washed, or like before we'd start, you'd be like, let me bless the scissors and
here's the thing
combs.
too. I'm
Let
like
me-
pulling all of this out of my butt. Like, I don't know what's happening.
But
I'm
see,
like, all right.
The funny thing with that one is you're like, let me bless the scissors, let me bless the comb. We go back to wash.
I was reading
and
her aura
and the
for a
assistant's
while.
like, let me bless this before, and you'd be like, oh, like doing this like weird prayer thing. But and then you would read auras, like, and that day the funny thing was
she was into it.
She was into it.
She thought it was
my
so
assistant
cool.
was just like, oh, will you please read my aura?
Yes.
Like, and so you have no aura.
So I'm
reading
sitting there
skills
like
whatsoever.
going, yeah, I see yellow, and yellow is the color of the sun, and that just indicates a sunny personality. But then I see a rim of silver around it, which can indicate clouds. Like, it was so funny, and she was eating it up. She loved it.
But the part that was gonna make it
Oh,
over the
I
top,
know. I couldn't do it with a straight
over
face.
the top, was at the very end when we were getting ready to finish. Like, and Carrie's hair was gonna be all done, and it was just gonna be like, before she left, she was gonna ask my assistant, would it be okay if I just gave you a blessing?
Couldn't do it.
And this is where she cracked. This is where it was like,
It's the one
'cause
time I
think
cracked.
You got to the point where you put your hands, like you stood face to face with her,
And I
put
was
your
like, I
hands on
can't
her
do it.
shoulders. And what was going to happen, because when somebody's being spiritual and like being like, let me bless this, let me bless that, everybody always thinks of a God or a higher power or something like that.
And then I started thinking of my God, and I was like, well, I'm definitely going to hell now. So
But the creme de la creme was supposed to be hands on the shoulders, looking at her and being like, I'm going to give you a blessing now. And lean back your head just a little bit and be like, oh, Lord of darkness. And start into a blessing to the devil.
And I was seriously just like, it was literally the one time I've cracked. Every other time, any other prank, I've
man.
stayed like in character, straight face the whole time. But
It was-
I just couldn't do it. I was like, oh my gosh.
So one of these days, hopefully if I have a new assistant out there at one point, which I hope I never have to find a
And
new assistant.
sometimes we have to convince the assistants that I'm like really am playing a prank. Like
What's
there
their
was
reaction when they find out that it was a prank?
one, and most of them just like bust out laughing.
Yeah, they
There was
laugh.
one though in particular. We're going there.
We're going to go
I
there?
could
Okay.
get canceled for this.
So you won't
It's-
get canceled. It was a harmless prank.
It was
We weren't making
harmless.
fun
It
of
was just
anybody.
fun. I pretended to be blind. And
For the whole
we
appointment.
might have to cut this out, you guys.
For
I
the
know.
whole appointment,
For the whole
though.
appointment, I was blind. And his assistant was so sweet. She like helped me everywhere. So then at the very end, she happened to be wearing a necklace that my mom had given to like me and my sisters. And so I was like, oh, I actually have that necklace that you're wearing. And she was like, funny, Carrie. And I was like, no, but I really actually do. Like mine says C, yours, you know.
Well, no, but remember before that, we were trying to like, how are we gonna bring this one to a close? Because my assistant did so good. Like she was literally holding you by the arm and walking
like
you,
an
watch
absolute.
out, we're gonna step over this mat. I mean, she was wonderful.
She was so good.
But how do you end this
Then
prank in a good way? So we started talking about a like healing, like a really
a treatment,
like treatment that was like all naturalist. I can't even like Oculus. Like I think we even maybe like did Oculus
Ocular
Reparo
something.
Or something
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
know. It was like something crazy.
But we started talking about it, and the assistant was sitting there listening and heard what we were saying. And this treatment that we were talking about that was made up was that you just would rub on the temples and then hit the back of the head or something. And we did it. And Carrie was
He's
like
just shaking his head.
Carrie was like, oh, I can see. And the assistant was like, whatever. And that's when you started talking
And that's when
about
I was like, oh, but I can see your necklace. Like I actually have the exact same one. And she was like,
what?
Funny. No, at first she was like, I'm sure Mike told you about my necklace. Like she really did not believe that I am a seen person. It was so funny.
She did. That was.
That was.
I mean, there's been some good. I still want to do the Lord of Darkness, because I just think the whole time they're thinking they're like, oh, she's very
so spiritual.
but
she's
not
so sweet.
To that
Oh
spirit.
Man.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I love playing pranks on people. I think that pranks are one of those things. Like that is my love language. If somebody plays a prank on me, I'm like, you like.
I don't think that's a love language.
I'm like, you like me. If you're playing a prank. I mean, all of our stylists at the salon, they love it. They're. I mean, April Fools is one of the greatest holidays in the world. But
so
I do have standards for pranks. Like you can't make somebody.
You can't hurt anybody.
You can't hurt anybody. You can't make somebody feel bad about themselves.
Yes.
Like in a way.
Or like serious things. Like you can't, Yeah.
Like, I mean, even from the time I was really young, I mean, April Fools, I would call up home and say stuff like one time, and this one was this is where I learned my standards. I had somebody call my mom and say that they were officer so-and-so and that your son had been in that was in an accident, and that was not
that's not a funny
and that
prank.
was where I was like, yeah, that really
that's not a funny
that
prank.
hurt mom's feelings and didn't make her happy. So I want pranks to be happy.
Fun.
I want them to be happy. I want people to be like that, oh, you got me.
Yes.
Like even my kids now, they always try to jump out and scare me, or they try to do, because I just think that it makes people laugh. It keeps you, and I think people love being involved in that type of stuff. So like,
it's team building.
Being involved in a prank, even though it's like funny.
Team Mike and Carrie building.
But truly, like, and here's the beauty of it. Like my assistants now, especially because they're part of it, but they know it wasn't mean. We didn't make them feel stupid.
No.
We made them, and their relationship now with you is
they love me.
Top notch. Like
exactly.
they are just like, oh, Carrie's coming, and it's this.
Where's the new
idea.
assistant? We need a new assistant.
Yeah. But no, I think pranks are always.
We still laugh about it now.
Yeah, you gotta have fun. You gotta have fun in life. Life is about having fun.
It's true.
I have
agree.
one prank I want to do in the salon, but I can't tell anybody because it's gonna. I will.
Talk about it on the podcast.
I will do it one day, and when I do,
I'm pretty sure
know.
you told me about it.
I actually submitted it to a prank show, hoping that they would pick it up, but I don't think anything ever happened.
Oh, what a disappointment.
That's all right. It happens.
Life goes on.
The Practical Jokers guys.
Oh,
Yes.
I love those guys.
We need to get Dax Shepard. Punked. Yes.
Wait, is Punked still out?
No.
Wasn't that Ashton Kutcher?
It was actually.
Yeah, but he was on it. Yeah, he was one of the guys. He was like one of the main guys in the first season.
Dax Shepard was?
110%.
Like
I
one
would
of the
bet
guys
you,
that helped with the pranks?
Yeah, he was one of the actors. I would bet you, I'm not exaggerating, $10 million.
It makes
Did
sense.
you get that from your friend Taylor?
I mean, she's got some to spare. I'll get the girl gang together and
Exactly.
they'll all chip in
Hey guys, we need
to
$10 million.
their poor friend Carrie.
Dude, whatever. They would be.
Carrie made a bad bet.
Poor friend, nurse photographer Carrie. No, really though, he was I think he was in the first season, and then he couldn't do it after the first season because everybody knew who he was.
He's too famous.
Yeah,
But that's what.
that was like the first thing he ever did.
That's what happened to the Impractical Joker guys. Like their first seasons were really good, and then people started recognizing who they were, and then
that's
they couldn't
the thing.
do those
couldn't
things
do
anymore. So they had to start going incognito or going to like, and then it just loses its flair.
It's funny while it's like actually genuine and like new, and nobody knows what's going on.
Well, and then didn't one of the Impractical Jokers guys left or something, didn't he? Because he had some family stuff.
I don't know.
I
I
think
didn't
there's only
ever
3 of
really
them
watch
now.
that one. I did watch Punk'd. You know,
Punk'd was good.
it was so good.
But I honestly, if I had a budget, like a big budget to do pranks, I could come up with some really good ones.
Do you want me to call my friend Taylor?
Yeah,
I bet she'd fund it.
If you would, that'd be amazing, because then I could really live my lifelong dream of just pranking people all day.
I love it.
Frank Sinatra.
Oh man,
Frank
That's actually a
Sinatra.
good
There you go.
That's a good name.
Copyright that. Copyright that.
That's from a show.
Oh, dang
You guys ever
it.
watch New Girl?
Yes, actually. A long time ago.
Winston calls himself
Frank Sinatra. That's right. I
His
forgot
problem
about
is
that.
He either goes too big or he goes too small.
And it just doesn't pan
He
out.
doesn't have that sweet spot.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, check your shoes. They're like, there's a feather in my shoe. He's like, I put a feather in your shoe. Take a feather. They're like, that was too small.
I love it.
Sorry, don't breathe.
No, you're good.
Alrighty. See, that was
That
harmless.
was so fun.
It was. Is there anything that you would like to say to anybody before we finish today? Like,
Shout out to all my people.
if you're looking for, because you do.
Shout
you
out
do,
to Taylor. I
you
think
do
we've
photography.
We've
so
done
if
Dax and
Taylor-
Monica.
If Taylor needs
Listen,
a
I'm shooting my
photographer-
shot right now like Travis Kelce.
Oh. If Taylor needs a photographer,
Taylor, Dax, Monica,
what does she need to look
Blake, Ryan, John, any of you need a photographer, Carrie Lachelle Photography. Or if you're just like a normal Joe Schmo like me, hit me up. Or if you have a baby and you think you're going to be in the NICU, go down to Utah Valley. Shout out to Utah Valley NICU. Best nurses ever and doctors and NPs ever there.
up? All right.
And it'll be a fun hang. At least at night. I can't speak for the day shift, but the night shift is fun. You got a daughter there?
We had our little girl was born at Utah Valley.
Was she in the NICU?
No.
Oh. I mean, that's happy for you, but a disappointment for me.
But we liked Utah Valley a lot.
They're great. Honestly, it's a great hospital. Their NICU's top notch. Their nurses are even more top notch.
We loved our nurses.
They really do have good nurses there.
Unless you have
Not that I'm
one.
biased, except that one.
Unless you have that one
one-
that hates adults.
Adults are the
Oh,
freaking
wait.
worst.
She-
They are.
well,
I
Carrie,
stand by that statement.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
It was
I
fun.
appreciate you coming in.
Anytime.
All right.
You know what? When you get crazy popular, I'll be your repeat guest.
Oh wait, should we show? Here's your Taylor Swift.
See?
T-Swift.
It's the one that was really hard to get, too. Just saying. Oh,
Like because
sorry.
they made.
No, it
only
just
a
sold
few
out
of them?
at their concerts. At her concerts, it literally sold out every single time. It was so hard to get.
I have
Allie
like
got
20
it.
of these at home.
Shut up, you do
Just
not.
kidding.
Are they what, knockoffs?
No, they're legit.
They're knockoffs.
They're signed.
They're
by-
knockoffs from Etsy. No, they're not.
I signed them.
My coolest.
Put my name on them.
Okay. Well, this was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, that was it.
I love it.
That was how it goes.